People think it's scary down here, but honestly, it's not the kind of scary you imagine. It's quieter than that. Way quieter. First thing I notice every morning isn't fear, it's the air. That dry, cold, almost metallic smell. Not even bad, just empty. Like nothing lives in it. I swipe my badge, the door clicks, and that's it. I'm in. Same as yesterday. Same as tomorrow. I don't rush anymore. I used to. First week on the job, I'd walk fast like I had somewhere important to be. Like speed would make it easier. It doesn't. Now I just take my time, hang my jacket, grab my gloves, stand there for a second longer than I need to. Just, breathing. You learn to slow down here. Everything already stopped, no point in hurrying. The lights flicker a little when I turn them on. Always the same one in the corner, buzzes for a few seconds like it's complaining. I kinda like that sound now. Means the place is waking up, or as close as it gets to that. I check the logbook. Names. Times. Numbers. That's how it starts. Always numbers first. It's easier that way. You don't think person. You think. Case 214. Arrived at 2:40 a.m. Keeps things manageable. There were 2 new arrivals overnight. I already knew that before I even looked. You can feel it. Not in some weird way, just routine. Night shifts are busier. Accidents, mostly. Hospitals send them down when everything else goes quiet. I grab a pen, flip the page, check signatures. My handwriting used to shake when I first started. Now it's steady. Too steady, maybe. I head to the cold room. That door, it's heavy. Not physically, just, you feel it. Every time I open it, there's that little pause. Not fear, just awareness. Like your brain goes, you sure? And I'm like, yeah. I'm sure. It's my job. The cold hits right away. It's sharp, clean, cuts through everything. Makes your skin tighten. I don't even react anymore. I just step in, like it's nothing. Rows of compartments. Metal. Quiet. I check the tags first. Always the tags. Name, date, time. Sometimes I say them in my head. Not out loud. Just enough to remind myself. These aren't just things. They were someone. Recently. I pull out the first tray. Slow. Careful. There's a certain way you do it. Not because someone taught you to respect it, but because you just feel like you should. Like rushing would be wrong. The sheet is folded clean. Hospital staff usually does that. I adjust it a bit. Straighten the edge. I don't even realize I'm doing it anymore, it's automatic. That's one of the things that changed. At first, I couldn't look. Like, really look. I'd keep my eyes on the paperwork, the gloves, anything else. Now. I look. Not staring, just acknowledging. There's a difference. This one's older. You can tell. Hands tell you a lot. Skin, nails, little details. You notice things you never thought you would. I check the ID again, match it, sign off. Back in. Next one. This one's younger. And yeah, that still hits different. I won't lie. You don't get used to that part. You just get better at hiding it from yourself. I catch myself sometimes, comparing ages. Like, he was my age. Or, she was younger than my sister. And then I stop. Because that road, it doesn't help. It just sits with you. So I focus on the process. Gloves, check. Forms, check. Temperature logs, check. It's weird how normal it becomes. Like any other job. You've got your routine, your little habits. I always tap the clipboard twice before writing. Don't even know why. Just do. Around mid-morning, the place feels settled. No new arrivals yet. Just quiet. Too quiet for most people. But for me, it's kind of peaceful. No phones ringing. No one yelling. No deadlines chasing you. Just time. And space. I lean against the counter sometimes, just listening. Not to anything specific. Just the hum of the cooling units. That low, constant sound. It's steady. Predictable. I didn't have that before this job. Before this, everything felt loud. Fast. People talking over each other, always needing something. Here, nobody needs anything anymore. And yeah, that thought messed with me at first. Now, it just sits there. Neutral. I grab a coffee from the break room. It always tastes a little off. Like the machine's been through too much. But I drink it anyway. Habit. There's a chair by the wall, old, squeaks when you sit. I drop into it, stretch my back. Sometimes I think about how weird this would sound to anyone else. Yeah, I spent my morning moving bodies and drinking bad coffee. Like, who says that? But for me, it's just Tuesday. I check the time. Still early. There's paperwork waiting. There's always paperwork. Death might be final, but the forms never are. Signatures, transfers, confirmations, everything documented. Everything precise. I sit down and start filling things out. Name. Time. Condition. My pen scratches across the paper, slow, steady. And for a moment, it almost feels like any office job. Almost. Then I hear the door upstairs open. Footsteps. Different rhythm. Not staff. I pause. That's when you know, someone's here. And that's when the job changes a little. You can tell the difference right away, between staff and family. Staff walk like they belong here. Quick. Direct. No hesitation. Family, they slow down near the door. Like something in them is pulling back, even when they keep moving forward. I hear the voices before I see them. Low, unsure. Like they don't want to say the wrong thing, even in a hallway. I set my pen down. Take a breath. And yeah, this part never really becomes routine. You learn the steps, what to say, how to stand, where to look, but inside, it never feels automatic. Not really. I step out to meet them. It's a woman, maybe late 40s, and a guy a bit older. Could be her brother, maybe her husband. Hard to tell. People look different when they're tired like that. Like grief just reshapes their faces. She's holding something in her hand. A scarf, I think. Twisting it without realizing. I've seen that before. Hi, I say. Keep my voice low. Calm. Not too soft, not too formal. They look at me like I have answers. Like I'm the next step. And in a way, I am. We're here for, she starts, then stops. Swallows. Looks down at the paper in her hand like it might say it for her. I don't rush her. That's something I learned early. Silence isn't empty here, it's doing work. She finally says the name. And yeah. I recognize it. From the logbook earlier. I nod. Okay. I've got him here. Just like that. Simple words, but they land heavy. You can feel it in the air when you say, I've got him. Like the reality just locks in for them. I guide them down the hallway. Slow steps. I match their pace. Always match their pace. The fluorescent lights hum above us. Same buzz as always, but now it feels louder. Or maybe it's just that everything else got quieter. We stop outside the viewing room. I turn to them. Take your time, okay? There's no rush. I say that every time. And I mean it every time. The woman nods, but I can tell she didn't really hear me. She's somewhere else already. I open the door. The room is simple. Clean. A chair in the corner. Soft light, not as harsh as the rest of the place. Someone thought about that, at least. I step inside first. Always do. Just to make sure everything's in place. I pull the sheet back a little. Not too much. Just enough. There's a way to do it. You don't want it to feel like a reveal. It's not that. It's just letting them see. I step back. Give them space. They walk in slowly. Like the floor might give out if they move too fast. And then, it happens. That moment. It's always different, but also always the same. Recognition. It hits them all at once. Not like in movies. There's no dramatic pause, no music, just this quiet, heavy drop in the room. The woman lets out this small sound, not even a full cry. Just something breaking. She steps closer. Her hand hovers for a second, like she's not sure if she's allowed to touch him. I look away. That's another thing you learn. When to look, and when not to. But you still hear everything. The way her breathing changes, sharp, uneven. The guy stays back at first. Arms crossed tight, like he's holding himself together physically. Then he steps forward too. Places his hand on the shoulder. And suddenly the room feels smaller. More full. I stand by the door. Not too close. Not too far. Just there if they need something. Most of the time, they don't. This part, it's theirs. Minutes pass. Or maybe longer. Time gets weird in there. The woman starts talking to him. Quietly. Like he can hear her. And I know, logically, he can't. But I've stopped thinking about it like that. Because it's not about him hearing, it's about her needing to say it. I'm here, okay? I'm here. Her voice cracks. And yeah, that gets to you. Even after all this time. I look down at my hands. Gloves still on. Fingers still. I used to feel like I was intruding in moments like this. Like I didn't belong anywhere near that kind of emotion. Now. I just feel like a witness. Not part of it, but responsible for holding the space. After a while, the guy clears his throat. Quiet, but it cuts through everything. We should, he says. Doesn't finish. She nods, but doesn't move right away. Then she does something small, something that sticks with me. She fixes his hair. Just smooths it back with her hand. Like she's done 100 times before. Normal. That's the word that hits me. It's such a normal gesture, in a place that's anything but normal. And for a second, it's like he's just asleep. Not gone. Just resting. I feel that thought creep in, and I shut it down. Not because it's wrong, but because it pulls you somewhere you can't stay. They step back. I move forward slightly. Take all the time you need, I say again, even though I can see they're already leaving that moment. They walk out slowly. The woman stops at the door. Turns back for one last look. That look. I don't think I'll ever get used to that. It's not just sadness. It's trying to memorize something that's already slipping away. Then she's gone. The door closes softly. And just like that, the room is quiet again. I step back in. Same space, same light, but it feels different now. Like the air's heavier. I adjust the sheet again. Gently. Same way as before. Routine. Always back to routine. But my hands pause for a second longer this time. Just a second. I catch myself thinking about that gesture. The way she fixed his hair. And I realize something. I've started noticing the living, through the dead. Like. I don't just see who's on the table anymore. I see who they were to someone. A brother. A husband. Someone who had their hair fixed without even thinking about it. I exhale slowly. Step back. Turn off the light. And as I close the door, I feel it again. Not fear. Not even sadness, exactly. Just, wait. The kind that doesn't crush you, but stays with you. All day. And somehow, you carry it without even noticing anymore. After they leave, the building feels different. It's subtle, but it's there. Like the silence shifts a little. Not heavier, not lighter, just, aware of itself. I go back to my desk. Same chair. Same coffee, colder now. I take a sip anyway. Still bad. Maybe worse. I sit there for a minute, staring at the logbook like I forgot how to read. That happens sometimes. Not because I'm overwhelmed or anything dramatic, it's just, my brain needs a second to switch gears. From people, back to process. I tap the pen on the table. Once. Twice. There it is. Back to work. I write down the viewing time. Names. Signatures. Everything clean. Everything exact. No room for mistakes here. Not with this kind of thing. Paperwork doesn't care about emotions. It just needs to be right. And honestly, there's something comforting in that. I hear the rolling cart before I see it. That metal rattle, uneven wheel. It always drifts slightly to the left. That's Mark. He's been here longer than me. Way longer. The kind of guy who doesn't explain things unless you ask, and even then, you get half an answer. He pushes the door open with his foot. You done with room 2? He asks. Yeah, I say. They just left. He nods. No follow-up. No, how were they, or anything like that. We don't really do that here. Not because we don't care, but because it's understood. He parks the cart next to the wall. We stand there for a second. Not awkward. Just quiet. You eat yet? He asks. I shake my head. Nah. He grunts. You should. Long day. That's his way of saying more is coming. I glance at the board. 3 pending transfers. 1 expected arrival. Yeah, he's right. I'll grab something in a bit, I say. He nods again, then heads into the cold room like it's just another storage closet. I watch him for a second. When I first started, I thought guys like him were cold. Like something in them had shut off. Now, I don't think that. I think it's the opposite. You don't last here if you feel everything all the time. You learn where to put it. Or it eats you. Simple as that. I stand up, stretch my shoulders, grab a fresh pair of gloves. Back to it. The next couple hours, they blur a little. Not in a bad way, just repetitive. Open. Check. Record. Close. Move carefully. Always carefully. Even when no one's watching. Especially then. I find myself talking under my breath sometimes. Not full sentences, just little things. Okay, let's see. All right. Easy. I didn't notice when that started. Maybe it's just to fill the silence. Or maybe it's something else. Something about acknowledging the moment. I don't know. There's one transfer that takes longer than usual. Paperwork's off. Dates don't match. I double-check everything, call upstairs, wait on hold. That part of the job feels almost normal. Like any other place. Systems not lining up, people passing responsibility around. I lean against the counter, phone between my shoulder and ear. Yeah. I'm looking at it right now, I say. No, the time's different here. Pause. No. I can't just change it. I need confirmation. Another pause. I sigh quietly. Even here, bureaucracy follows you. Eventually it gets sorted. It always does. I hang up, make the correction, initial it. Done. For a second, I feel annoyed. Not at anything big, just the small stuff. The delays. The waiting. And then it hits me. I'm standing in a morgue, getting irritated over paperwork. I almost laugh. Not because it's funny, but because it's strange. How quickly something becomes normal. How your brain just adjusts. I shake my head, push the thought away. Keep moving. Around early afternoon, I finally take a break. I grab a sandwich from the fridge. Wrapped in foil. Probably made it too early this morning. I sit in the same chair. Same squeak. First bite, it's dry. Of course it is. I chew anyway. You don't come here for good meals. Mark walks in halfway through. He's got a cup of coffee, black, no sugar. Always the same. He leans against the wall, takes a sip. Family was rough, he asks, not looking at me. I shrug. About the same. He nods. That's as deep as the conversation goes. And somehow, that's enough. We sit there in silence for a bit. Not awkward. Just shared understanding. You ever think about quitting? I ask suddenly. I don't know why I say it. It just comes out. He takes another sip. Thinks for a second. Once, he says. Yeah. First year. I wait. He doesn't continue. That it? I ask. He shrugs. Didn't. I let out a small breath. Why not? He looks at me then. Not long, just a quick glance. Somebody's gotta do it. Simple. No big speech. No philosophy. Just that. And yeah, it sticks. Because he's right. People don't think about this place until they have to. Until someone they love ends up here. Then suddenly, it matters a lot. That someone's doing it right. That someone's careful. Respectful. Present. I look down at my sandwich. Not really hungry anymore. I wrap it back up, set it aside. Breaks over. Back to the floor. The expected arrival comes in around 2:30. You hear the gurney wheels before anything else. That soft, rolling sound, guided, controlled. Hospital staff this time. 2 of them. They give me the paperwork. We go through it together. Names, times, signatures. Professional. Efficient. But even then, there's a moment. One of them adjusts the sheet before handing it over. Same gesture. Different place. I notice it now every time. I nod. I've got it from here. They nod back, quick, then they're gone. Just like that. I will the gurney down the hallway. Slow. Steady. Same path as always. I open the door. Cold air hits again. Familiar. I transfer the body carefully. No rush. No shortcuts. There's a rhythm to it. A way your body learns the movements. I secure everything, check the tag, match it again. Always twice. Sometimes 3 times. Then I slide the tray in. Close it. And there's this small sound. That final click. It's not loud. But it feels definitive. I stand there for a second longer than I need to. Hands still on the handle. And I catch myself thinking something I didn't expect when I first started here. I'm not afraid of this place. Not even a little. What gets to me isn't what's here. It's what's not. The voices. The movement. The unfinished conversations. I step back. Close the door. And for a second, I just stand there in the quiet. Listening. Breathing. Letting the moment pass. Then I turn around and walk back out. Because the day's not over yet.by late afternoon, everything starts to slow down. Not completely, this place never really stops, but the pace changes. The rush from the morning fades out, and what's left is maintenance. Quiet tasks. Loose ends. I like this part of the day. Not because it's easier, but because it gives you space to think. Maybe too much space. I'm wiping down one of the tables. Slow, steady circles. The smell of disinfectant cuts through everything else. Sharp, clean, almost comforting at this point. I remember when that smell used to bother me. Now, it means things are under control. Funny how that works. The lights above me hum, same low buzz all day. I don't even hear it most of the time, until I do. Like right now. It fills the silence. I finish up, toss the cloth in the bin, pull off my gloves. My hands feel dry. Always dry here. Like the air takes something from you, little by little. I flex my fingers, crack a knuckle. There's a clock on the wall. I check it without really caring about the time. Still a couple hours left. I lean against the counter, just for a second. And that's when my brain starts drifting. Not to anything big, just random stuff. What I'm gonna eat later, whether I need groceries, if I forgot to answer that text from yesterday. Normal life. It feels far away in here. Like it belongs to a different version of me. The one upstairs. The one outside. Down here, everything's quieter. Simpler. In a strange way, more honest. No pretending. No small talk. Just what is. I hear the door open again. Footsteps. Faster this time. I look up. It's Jenna. She works up front. Handles intake, paperwork, deals with families before they come down here. She always moves like she's slightly out of breath, even when she's not. "Hey," she says, pushing a strand of hair behind her ear. "You got a minute?" "Yeah," I say, straightening up. She walks over, hands me a folder. New case coming in soon. They want everything ready. Family might come later tonight. I flip it open. Young. Too young. I don't say it out loud, but she sees it on my face. "Yeah," she says quietly. "I know." We stand there for a second. That silent agreement again. No need to explain. "Anything special?" I ask. She shakes her head. "Just be ready." I nod. Always am. She gives a small, tired smile. "Yeah, you are." And then she's gone. Back upstairs. Back to the world where people still talk too loud and check their phones every 5 seconds. I look down at the folder again. Name. Age. Time. Details I won't forget. Even if I try. I close it. Set it on the counter. And for a second, I don't move. Because this is the part that still gets me. Not the work. Not the cold. Not even the bodies. It's the anticipation. Knowing someone's about to come through that door, and their whole world just stopped. And I'm part of what comes next. I push off the counter. Back to prep. Fresh sheets. Clean surface. Everything in place. There's a rhythm to it. Tight corners. Smooth lines. No wrinkles. I take my time. Always. Because I know, eventually, someone's gonna walk in here, and this moment will matter to them more than anything else. Even if it's just how the sheet is folded. Even if it's just how the room feels. I check the lighting. Adjust it slightly. Softer. Not too dim, not too bright. There's no manual for this stuff. You just learn. Or you don't last. Time passes. I don't even check the clock again. I just wait. And then, the sound. Wheels. Distant at first, then closer. That same controlled roll. I take a breath. Step toward the door. It opens. Different staff this time. Younger. They look at me like I used to look at people down here. A little unsure, trying to act like they're not. I nod. I've got it. They hand over the paperwork. We go through it. Everything lines up. No issues. But their hands. I notice, they move a little faster than they need to. Like they want to be done. I get that. I used to be the same. All right, I say. You're good. They nod quickly, and they're gone. Just like that. I turn back to the gurney. And there it is. That pause. That same, split second where everything just settles. I pull the sheet back slightly. And yeah. It hits. Not like a shock, not dramatic, just a quiet recognition. Too young. I don't say it, but it's there. I adjust the sheet again. Careful. Respectful. Same as always. But inside, there's a shift. Because no matter how many times you do this, some things don't become routine. They just become familiar. And that's different. I move through the process. Check the tag. Match the name. Sign off. All the steps. My hands steady. My breathing even. Like always. But my mind, it lingers a little longer this time. On the age. On the name. On the idea of who they were, a few hours ago. I stop myself. Focus. Back to the task. I guide the tray in. Slow. Controlled. And then. That sound again. Click. Final. I keep my hand there for a second. Maybe longer than I should. And then I notice something. A small detail. Something easy to miss. There's a bracelet. Simple. Worn. Probably never meant to come off. I hesitate. That doesn't happen often. But it does now. I check the paperwork again. No mention of personal effects being removed. I sigh quietly. Then, carefully. I adjust it. Make sure it's not caught. Not twisted. Just, resting naturally. Like it should be. It's a small thing. Nobody might even notice. But I do. And somehow, that matters. More than I expected when I first started here. I close the tray. Step back. The room feels colder now. Or maybe it's just me. I pull off my gloves. Drop them in the bin. Flex my fingers again. Same dryness. Same feeling. But heavier. I lean against the counter. Just for a second. And I catch myself thinking something I haven't thought in a while. Not about quitting. Not exactly. Just. How long can I do this? I don't answer it. Because I don't need to. Not right now. Instead. I push off the counter. Grab the folder. Start filling in the details. Name. Time. Condition. My pen moves across the page. Steady. Controlled. Like always. But this time, I write a little slower. Like I don't want to rush past it. Like, slowing down somehow gives it more weight. More respect. I finish. Close the folder. Set it aside. And for a moment, I just stand there. In the quiet. Listening to that low hum again. Same sound. Same place. But it feels different now. Not because anything changed. But because, something in me did. Just a little. Just enough to notice. And then, just like every other time, I take a breath. Turn around. And keep going. By the time the shift's almost over, the place feels hollow. Not empty. Just used. Like everything that needed to happen today already happened, and what's left is just the echo of it. I'm finishing up the last of the paperwork. Same desk. Same pen. My handwriting's a little slower now, not messy, just tired. Name. Time. Signature. Close the file. Stack it neatly. There's something about finishing things here, it doesn't feel like completion. More like, pause. Like everything just moves somewhere else. I check the board one last time. No new arrivals scheduled. That's rare. Not unheard of, but rare. I stand there for a second, staring at it, like I don't quite trust it. Then I let out a small breath. All right. It comes out quiet. Just to myself. I start cleaning up. Gloves off. Trash out. Surfaces wiped down. Everything back where it belongs. There's a kind of respect in that too, leaving things ready for the next shift. Like you're handing off something important, even if nobody says it out loud. Mark already left. He doesn't do long goodbyes. Just a nod, maybe a see you. That's it. Jenna's probably still upstairs, dealing with calls, forms, people asking questions nobody really wants to answer. And me. I'm just here. Last one down here for now. I grab my jacket, but I don't put it on yet. Instead, I walk back down the hallway. Slow. No real reason. Or maybe there is. I stop outside the cold room. That door again. Same wait. Same pause. I don't always do this, but sometimes. I just stand there. Hand near the handle. Not opening it. Just acknowledging it. Everything behind that door. Everything that came through here today. The names. The faces. The moments. I don't picture them clearly, not like before. It's more like impressions now. Fragments. A voice. A hand. That woman fixing his hair. That bracelet. Small things. They stick. Not in a loud way, just quietly. I finally open the door. Step inside. The cold hits like always. Sharp. Clean. Still. Nothing's changed in here. And that's the point. I walk between the rows. Not checking anything. Not working. Just walking. I stop for a second. Rest my hand lightly on one of the handles. Not opening it. Just there. And I think about something that used to bother me when I first started. The idea that this place was final. Like this was the end of everything. But now, I don't see it like that. This isn't the end. This is just a stop. A quiet one. Where things get sorted. Where people get handled with care, one last time. Before they go back out, to the world. To the people who loved them. To whatever comes next for them. I don't need to define that part. That's not my job. My job is just, here. This moment. This space. I take a slow breath. Cold air fills my lungs. Then I step back. Walk out. Close the door. That soft, final click again. I stand there for a second. Then I turn off the lights. The hum fades. Not completely, but enough. The hallway feels darker now. Quieter. I walk back to the front. Pick up my jacket. This time. I put it on. The fabric feels different after being in the cold all day. Warmer, heavier. Real. I grab my bag. Check my pockets. Keys. Phone. Everything's there. Same routine. Every day. I head to the exit. Swipe my badge. The door clicks. And just like that, I'm out. The air outside hits different. It's not just warmer, it's alive. There's noise. Distant traffic. Someone talking somewhere. Wind moving through something I can't see. I stand there for a second. Just taking it in. I didn't realize how quiet it was inside, until I step out here. It always hits me like that. Every time. I walk to my car. Slow. No rush. There's no one waiting for me, no big plans, just the rest of the day. Normal life. Or what passes for it. I sit in the driver's seat. Close the door. And for a second. I don't start the engine. I just sit there. Hands on the wheel. Looking straight ahead. And this is the part one never really talk about. Not to coworkers. Not to friends. Because it sounds strange. But it's real. There's this moment, right here, between work and everything else, where I feel split. Like part of me is still down there. In the quiet. In the cold. And the other part is trying to catch up to the world outside. The living world. It takes a minute. Sometimes longer. I exhale slowly. Lean back in the seat. Close my eyes for just a second. And I think about the day. Not all of it. Just pieces. That woman's voice. I'm here, okay? I'm here. That line, it sticks. Because it's so simple. And so human. And I realize something. This job, it didn't make me numb. That's what I was afraid of in the beginning. That I'd stop feeling things. Stop caring. But that's not what happened. If anything, it made me notice more. The small stuff. The quiet moments. The things people don't say out loud. I open my eyes. Look around. A couple walks past my car, talking about something random. Groceries, maybe. I can't hear clearly. And for a second, I just watch them. The way they move. The way they exist without thinking about any of this. And I don't feel jealous. I don't feel disconnected. I just see it. Clearer. Like I understand something now that I didn't before. Not in a big, dramatic way. Just, quietly. Life keeps going. No matter what. Inside those walls. Outside them. Doesn't matter. It just keeps moving. I start the engine. The sound feels loud after all that silence. I sit there for another second, then shift into drive. As I pull out, I catch one last glimpse of the building in the mirror. Plain. Nothing special. You'd never guess what's inside if you didn't know. And that's the thing. Most people don't. They go their whole lives without thinking about places like this. Until they have to. Until it becomes personal. And when it does, They come down those stairs. They walk that hallway. They stand in that room. And for a moment, their world stops. But mine doesn't. I'm already thinking about tomorrow. Same door. Same cold air. Same routine. Different names. Different faces. Same quiet. I drive off. Traffic picks up. Lights change. People move. And slowly, that part of me that stayed behind, it catches up. Not completely. Not all at once. But enough. Enough to keep going. And somewhere in the back of my mind, there's this thought. Not heavy. Not loud. Just, there. As long as I'm here. As long as I'm doing this. Someone's last moment in this place won't feel careless. Won't feel rushed. It'll feel held. Even if just a little. And yeah, that's enough for me.